Okay, good morning. We are going to be looking at problem sheet 5 and we are going to be looking uh, at the solutions for that. So let's look at problem 1. So problem 1 is based on the signal conditioning aspect that we covered in the lecture, right? So let's look at part A. So in part A, the question is what is the voltage resolution of the ADC if the ADC range is 0 to 3 volts? Now we've been told in the problem that the ADC is a 8-bit ADC, which means that how many levels do we have in the ADC? We have 2 to the power 8, right? 2 to the power 8, which is 256 levels. So which means what is the resolution going to be? The resolution, let's write it as R resolution is equal to the ADC voltage range divided by the number of levels, right? So number of levels, and you can do the calculation. So it is 3 volts, that's the range, divided by 256, and that should turn out to be equal to 11.72 millivolts. And you can write, I mean, if you want to write the units, you can say per level, right? So that's what uh, the answer is. Okay, now let's look at B. In B, we are asked to use a case, right? So the case here is that you have the sense. So let's say you have the ADC here, and you have a temperature sensor which we are told is TMP37, and you just take the output of TMP37 and connect it to the ADC directly without any signal conditioning. Okay, in that case, what is the temperature resolution of the device? Now we'll have to think about what is the range of temperatures that the sensor is going to record, and we've been told that in the question, isn't it? And the range of temperatures that the TMP37 can measure, we've been told, is 30 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. What's the voltage corresponding to that? The voltage corresponding to that is given in the question. The equation is 20 times T, when T, where T is in degrees Celsius. So it's 600 millivolts corresponding to 330 degrees Celsius, and 800 millivolts corresponding to 40 degrees Celsius, right? So 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 30 to 40 degrees Celsius is basically uh, 200 millivolts is the range of the voltages that the ADC is going to get an output. So at this point, you're going to get a voltage which has a range of 200 millivolts. Okay, now what's the resolution of your ADC? The resolution of the ADC we've already calculated is 11.72 millivolts. So, which means that how many levels will we get when we convert these 200 millivolts into digital values? You would get 200 millivolts divided by 11.72 millivolts per level, right? And so that's approximately equal to 17 levels. Okay, so now you can say, okay, what's the temperature resolution then? Well, the temperature resolution is going to be 10 degrees Celsius divided by 17 levels, which turns out to be 0.59 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so that's one way of calculating the resolution here. Now you could ask, what is the range of temperature that the device can measure? Well, the range is fairly straightforward because the range is determined by what is the range of voltages that the ADC can take, which we know is 0 to 3 volts. So you can calculate the temperatures corresponding to uh, 0 to 3 volts, right? So this is part 1. In part 2, you've been asked to calculate the ranges. So the temperature corresponding to 0 volts is going to be 0 degrees Celsius. The temperature corresponding to 3 volts is going to be 150 degrees Celsius. That's just using the equation that we have been given, which was v is equal to 20 times t. So we have been given this equation in the question. So we're just using that.